Close your eyes for a moment and picture the exact instant God turns the tables in your story, so fast that those who rooted against you can't even blink. Maybe today you're exhausted, carrying labels you never chose, but a celestial decree is about to rip off every tag of failure that's been stuck to you. This isn't another motivational pep talk, it's a divine alert. Something huge is being aligned in the invisible backstage, and when it comes to light, it will silence the laughter of the skeptics. Stay with me until the end of this video, because over the next few minutes, I'll reveal why God has kept you hidden until now and how that waiting is about to become the greatest showcase of His glory in your life. The desert is a place without spotlights, yet brimming with revelation. It's there, far from outward voices, that God adjusts the volume of our heart so we can hear His. Each grain of scorching sand beneath your feet represents a doubt you had to overcome in silence, and still you keep walking without fully knowing why. Remember when you thought you were alone? In reality, a pillar of fire guarded your steps at night and a cooling cloud during the day. But faith is what activated your spiritual sight. In this dry territory, status is worthless and titles dissolve in the hot wind. Only essence remains, and essence is exactly what God is looking to refine. The desert is also a mirror. It hands you an unmasked reflection. And even then, God looks at that image and says, "That's still little compared with what I will do through you." When you finally cross that valley, you won't just be stronger, you'll be unrecognizable to those who measure progress with a human ruler. The invisible desert forges treasures natural eyes never capture. God's silence doesn't mean absence, it means a secret workshop. While you feel the echo of emptiness, He hammers details of character into the walls of your being. There are noises that distract, and sometimes He quiets everything so you can catch the subtle melody of His will. It's a fine-tuning of frequency that only a still heart can pick up. David played the harp to soothe Saul, yet it was the silence between the notes that tuned his courage for the duel with Goliath. The pause matters as much as the sound. With each door that closes, God engraves an eternal yes on the tablets of your future. If today is a day of locked doors, celebrate. Heaven's map is being redrawn by infallible hands. Many confuse anonymity with irrelevance, but the forge of silence produces blades that cut down giants without demanding applause. Sharpened swords don't make a fuss, they simply win. When God's clock strikes the moment, the noise returns, but now you carry the weight of authority earned in secret. The sound that rises will be made of purpose, not vanity. Faith is the ability to see sunrise while the sky is still pitch black. You declare light before the sun appears on the horizon of logic. Every whispered prayer in the dark echoes through the corridors of God's throne. None of them get lost. They collide and return as thunderclaps of favor. Do you remember the day you chose to believe beyond spreadsheets? That's when heaven stamped your courage with the seal of authenticity. Genuine faith blazes trails through territories where compasses fail. It leaves footprints of certainty on the sandy ground of doubt. When that echo returns, it carries fruit that embarrasses diagnoses, reports, and statistics. It's God's signature on your story. Hold tight. What began as a whisper will end with a roar of glory that no skeptic can muffle. A divine turnaround doesn't arrive as a breeze. It erupts like a storm of possibilities. Suddenly, everything that seems stuck takes a breath of resurrection. Doors jammed for years swing open without human assistance, because the force turning the handle is the same power that rolled the stone from the tomb. Get ready for unlikely testimonies, unexpected promotions, healings without medical explanation, and reconciliations that defy the logic of resentment.
When it happens, don't apologize for the shine. Grease is scandalous. It exalts so others can see that the impossible has a definite address. Those who watched your process from afar will now witness the public display of God's favor. The stage isn't vanity, it's evidence. And the best part? This turnaround won't be the climax, but the prelude to even bolder chapters the author has reserved.
Every victory from heaven carries seeds of multiplication. God never blesses merely to decorate biographies. He plants trees that feed generations. The first harvest is yours, but the next ones belong to those who will be touched by your testimony. Sharing is the password that unlocks new storehouses. When you tell what God has done, you build invisible bridges for others to cross the chasms you conquered. Your story becomes a survival manual. Multiplying victory also demands humility. Crediting God prevents the harvest from rotting in the hands of vanity. Use your new level as a platform of service. Train, teach, help. The highest reward isn't applause, it's legacy. Finally, remember, every "thank you, Lord" that leaves your lips invites heaven to sow even larger cycles of grace into the fertile soil of your gratitude.
We've reached the threshold of the turnaround. Heaven has already signed the next chapter, and you're one breath away from seeing doors open without human effort. When it happens, remember, victory isn't a trophy for the shelf. It's a seed meant to multiply hope in everyone still walking through the desert. If this word ignited your heart, type "I receive" in the comments, share it with someone who needs this truth, and subscribe right now to walk with me through every new step of faith. May the grace that exalts the unlikely accompany you today and always. The best of God isn't an event, it's a lifestyle that starts now. See you in the next video.